What's up, guys? Nick from Soar Strength. I want to make a really quick video, show you guys the best way to get stronger that I have found. It's a mix of a lot of different programs. I think it can work for anybody. It's currently what I'm doing. I've done it for the past 10 months. Can't complain. We get PRs all the time. It's extremely simple, and I'm gonna try to break it down as quick as I can, just so that you guys can give this a try, see how you like it. I think if you really do try it, you'll like it a lot. So every day we start with a 20-minute stretch. A lot of studies say you shouldn't stretch. I'm just telling you, it works for me. I think it works for everybody. So after 20 minutes of stretching, that's 10 minutes upper body, 10 minutes lower body. We go into a 5-minute dynamic warm-up, sleds, and a relatable movement. We do the sleds like 50 foot in one direction, 50 foot in the other direction, and then we kind of like superset that with a relatable movement. So if we're deadlifting, we'll do sleds plus a kettlebell swing. If we're overhead, we'll do sleds plus a medicine ball toss. So we're just trying to get warm, get warmed up, and then we're trying to prime the muscles that we're gonna be using for that day, okay? So that whole process takes 25 minutes, not that bad. The next thing we move into is the barbell movement for 1 hour, or 70% of whatever time that you can devote to the gym that day. The reason that we do it for an hour is because what's the best way to improve your squat is to squat more. So doing like glute exercises will make you stronger, but if you do want to get your squat stronger, you need to squat more often and for longer. Nothing's going to teach you better or make you better at the squat than squatting more in the deadlift, in the bench press, and the overhead. I can make a whole video on that, but I'm just trying to jam through this video to show you what we do. Then the next part, so that's for an hour. The assistance stuff, and I say assistance because it's assistance for you, your weak points. Everybody's weak points is different. We do this for 20 minutes or 20% of the workout, 20% of what you can dedicate to the workout. So with all the assistance stuff, we still try to use a barbell, and we still try to get the closest to the movement. So if it's bench press, the assistance will be close grip bench press. If we're doing, let's say, a squat, then the assistance might be box squats or front squats, okay? So if it's deadlifts, maybe the assistance might be a barbell bent over a row. So we try to incorporate the barbell. We don't use any machines, just barbells and dumbbells. For the conditioning, so this is, we've worked out, so we've stretched for 20 minutes. We've done our hour barbell. We've done 20 minutes of assistance, so now we're at an hour 40. The conditioning is 10 minutes, and I say hard for you. Everybody's conditioning level is very different. You're at different phases. Some people like me, fat, my girlfriend, not fat. So our conditioning is very different. For an example, today for 10 minutes, we did 10 tire flips, 10 push-ups, and a 20-second plank, as many reps as we could in 10 minutes. Sounds pretty easy. If you really give it your all, you'll be surprised. But like, it has to be hard for you, because that's hard for me. But if you're like a CrossFitter, that's probably like your warm-up. So it has to be hard for you, but you want to incorporate conditioning into every workout, because you just worked really hard here to build muscle. And then the more conditioning you do will allow you to get, instead of 8 sets of 5, if your conditioning is good, you can get 10 sets of 5 or 12 sets of 5 over time. And the more volume you can get over time, the better that this is going to get. You'll be more proficient at the lift. You'll be able to hang in there for more sets, which means you'll be stronger. So how we cycle this, it's like a modified version of the cube. We don't have chains and bands at our gym. I don't like chains and bands. So our dynamic day is a lot different. But week 1, we go heavy. We do 10 sets of 2 at 80 to 90%. The reason there's that big gap there is because some days you're not at your 100%. So if you're stressed out and you're not feeling good, go 80 that day. If you feel great and you're carved up, go 90, right? Week 2 is dynamic. So what I mean by dynamic is everything that isn't the movement. So if we're gonna squat, week 1, week 2, all front squat or box squat, because it's a different movement, but it's still really close. So if it's week 1 was the deadlift, week 2 would be a rack pull or a deficit, you understand? Week 3 is reps. We do 10 sets of 5 at 65 to 75%. The reason we give you that big jump is because it depends on what your true 100% is. That's pretty much it, very simple. There's not a lot to write here. This is one movement. This is usually 1 to 2 movements. This is 10 minutes. So here's some quick tips. No 1 rep max. If you're constantly testing your max, you're never gonna build your max. If you find out what your 100% is all the time, you're never gonna increase that. No form breakdown. So if you're doing 10 sets of 2 at 90% and you're rounding your back in your deadlifts, go ahead and drop that to 85 or 80 to make the form better. Because when you do bad form, you create bad habits. You want to create good habits, good form. No half reps. I mean, that should be a given, but some people still have a bad ego. If you're doing 90% of a squat and you're not going to depth or below depth, what are you truly doing? You're not doing a good squat. So no balancing the deadlifts, no balancing the bench press. Still, it should be a given, but I see, 8 out of 10 lifters still balancing the deadlifts to get reps in. I've made a whole video on resets and holding at the top and taking your time. And then pause everything. I mean, if you're going to make it harder on yourself, it's going to give you a better return. So pause everything from the bench, the deadlifts, the squats, the overheads. You can watch 100 videos on it, so I'm not going to explain it. That's pretty much it. Very easy. We stretch, a warm-up, barbell movement, assistance, conditioning. This is how we cycle it. Screenshot this, give it a try. We've been doing it for 10 months. We don't do a peaking program. We don't do a deload because of the percentages that we give ourselves. We're not working too heavy. We're not working too light. When I had my strongman competition, I did not really deload, and I got second place. So we run this program. I'll probably run this the rest of my life. I've had great gains. We get PRs every single week. So give it a try. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe below. My Instagram is soars_strength. Give this a try. If you like it, let me know. All right, thanks. Bye.